Today's show is sponsored by... Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm John.
I'm Barbara.
And Gus. Look, see? You won't forget.
Look at that.
Shouldn't it say, and I'm Gus?
No.
No.
And Gus. That's what I say. It's billing. Gus, Gavin, John, Barbara, and Gus.
And Gus.
Okay.
You won him over.
All right.
We're not changing the shirt. The shirt is made.
The shirts... I think it's available now.
Maybe.
Question mark.
Shirt,
Maybe.
pants.
Yeah. Oh.
We got a whole
I've got some more.
bunch of
Hold
cool
on.
new merch. We also have all the new Rick and Morty swag. I got one of the shirts and the hoodie right here. John's got one of the shirts over there. The Achieve.
Swifty.
Swifty 5.
And Gus, not Rick and Morty.
And Gus.
And Gus. Wait, this is Gus's first line.
This is my first line, so go buy it. Is your name... Get rid of that lower third. Get rid of it. And Gus, look at this. Pants.
Was the shirt with your face on it not?
Well, this
Your
is
line.
like, you know, like how
Line.
Jeff got his line.
Fuck
You
the
know.
Jeff collection.
Fuck the
and
Jeff
Gus.
collection. Get the and Gus collection.
Ooh, those look soft.
They are.
Gus,
you
like-
can't have them unless you buy them.
I
yeah.
challenge-
Store.roosterteeth.com. I don't get any money from this. I don't.
I
So
told,
go show them you love Gus and Gus.
And Rick and Morty.
No. Just Gus.
I told Gus when I challenged him to do this line of his. You know, he could do whatever he wanted. He was free to base it off of any kind of aesthetic he wanted, and he wanted to go with like loungewear because he wanted the most like chill.
Listen, if it's going to be true to what I would wear,
Yeah.
I just want close to be comfortable at
So-
home.
So
That's
stuff
why-
you wouldn't wear out.
Even
Yeah.
It's true.
The entire and Gus collection is bespoke for staying home.
I'm gonna let you in on the secret. It looks like I'm wearing slacks. These are sweatpants.
Whoa. Dude, I had no idea.
It's like when people wear the sweatpants with jeans, like.
Didn't
printed on
Justine
them.
do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, she just posted on Instagram about that like yesterday.
Yeah, Justine, a good friend of ours, she posted on Instagram how she was wearing jeans, and I was like, I don't think I've ever in the like 10 years of knowing her seen her wear jeans. And then she went whoop, and it just pulled like the waistband.
Oh,
and
she's one of those people who just doesn't wear.
she just doesn't wear jeans. She's like a sweatpants person.
The button was like printed on. the rivet for the button was like printed onto the sweatpant.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I wonder if you get a whole suit, like a convincing
Absolutely you
jacket,
could.
tie,
Sure,
sweatpants.
I'm sure you
pocket
could.
square.
I'd get that.
I think there should be a challenge for that merch, Gus, the and Gus stuff, of people having to wear it and trying to explain it to other people what it means. That's like the new Face Jam challenge,
Yeah.
the and Gus challenge.
Hopefully, their name is Gus. Well, it's not just Gustavo's. We'll let Augustus join in on the
Yeah.
on the fun too,
Augustus.
or any other
Augustus.
Gus's that there may be.
We should send one to the what's his name?
Gus Johnson.
Giancarlo Esposito. What's his name?
Oh yeah,
See if it'll wear it.
Oh, from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
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 Gus Fring.
Gus Fring.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gus Fring.
Yeah. I was like, his name's not Gus.
We should get it to Gus Johnson. That's a good idea, Gus.
Yeah.
And
We
Gus.
should get that.
And Gus and Gus Johnson.
Yes.
I learned a lot
Tell me what you learned, Gus.
about mermaids.
Okay.
this
Didn't know
weekend.
that's where this was going.
Oh.
So I brought out this Starbucks cup to illustrate a point with me.
Oh, it's a mermaid.
It's a mermaid on the Starbucks logo. Have you ever given thought to what these are here on the side?
It's her legs going, yep.
Mermaids have legs?
I don't think.
I didn't know
I've
that was a
always thought-
mermaid, to be fair.
No,
I've
it's a
always-
say mermaid.
Assumed it's her tails,
It is her tails.
but I never understood why.
I
just-
guess in Renaissance and classical times, when mermaids were first conceived of, horny sailors drew them with two tails because obviously the vagina goes in the middle where the two tails meet. During the Victorian era, which was more conservative, they reconceived, no pun intended, mermaids to have only one tail so that there's no vagina, no lady.
They didn't
fish
start
bits.
drawing women with one leg. Like, what's the difference?
I guess like there's no point for a mermaid doesn't exist.
May-
There's no point for a mermaid to have a pussy for some horny sailor to fuck.
I got graphic. How far into the podcast did we get before we said that?
Can we call this podcast a mermaid's pussy? Is that
mermaid
allowed?
pussy?
nads on
No, wouldn't it be
That's
because fish don't have pussies?
What do you mean?
Don't they have something else like something like
I
cloaca or
think
something?
technically they have a vagina. I mean, that's
Cloaca is like the shit pisser, though, isn't it?
I don't know
Isn't that
what
like the butt for
Yeah.
piss?
what but
it's like
but
the hole for everything, like birds.
Yeah,
That's what they have.
But they don't. Do you?
Yeah, so in chat, who is this? Hey,
Inseminate
dude,
through
it's
the-
Mike. It says where I was going to go with this.
Fish
It said to
have-
look up the original Starbucks logo. Which
Yeah,
is,
'cause it got-
like a topless mermaid
Yeah.
spreading its fins
Oh,
open.
my
Oh, it really is
God.
that. They just zoomed in to make it less.
Right. Now
raunchy.
it's like zoomed in, and you just see
next year it'll just be the
just a
face.
little bit. Yeah, it's like you can see the history over time of what the logo used to look like. Like you used to see more of the fins.
Where does the mermaid come into play with Starbucks?
I don't know.
Like, what is the connection there? I always thought it was just a woman, but I guess I was wrong.
No, he's a mermaid.
I mean,
A
what
mermaid.
do logos ever mean?
Yeah. Well, why is the Pepsi logo the Pepsi logo? I'm sure there's a reason.
Good call.
I like
Some
the-
logos are great, though.
I like the
Some-
BMW
like,
logo
have you-
story. You know the BMW?
Have you ever
BMW
heard
used to
of-
make planes. And those are propellers against the blue
I
sky.
think
Okay.
isn't that like a urban legend? Is that actually true?
I don't know. It totally could be. I don't know.
You're in graphic design. You should know these facts.
No, I'm just an idiot on the internet. That's why I don't know things, but I do know now
That's why we're on a
that
podcast.
fish have genital papillas. Papillas. Papillas?
Pussy.
The Pepsi logo is actually really interesting. Have you ever compared like the Pepsi logo to the Diet Pepsi logo,
No.
where the Diet Pepsi logo is slimmer?
Ha!
Like the little line on
Yeah,
it?
the line that goes through it.
Interesting.
Let's see if I can.
Even though diet drink's not very good for you.
Why?
Aspartame. Terrible for you.
What does
Why?
it do to you?
It's bad for your belly fat.
let's see.
Makes you
Pepsi versus
hold
Diet
on to belly
Pepsi.
fat more.
Drinking Diet Coke right
A
now.
little small
Oh.
slit.
The white.
I
slit
feel
in
like
the
with
middle.
logos, people get really up their own arse with logos. They're like, they put all this thought in, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on these logos, and nobody really looks that close at them.
Yeah.
I never noticed the two legs on the mermaid.
Well, Barbara, you didn't know it was a mermaid.
I've never thought about it. I mean, I
that-
guess like it looks like it has like the long flowing hair and the little like kind of sea crown.
I guess this has been their logo since 2011. Like it was maybe a little more apparent before
That's
that.
it?
Yeah, but for the last 10 years, this has
That
been
version. That version.
it. Yeah, the older version was maybe a little more.
You know, now
panned
that
out.
I think
We
about
say
it,
Starbucks on it as well.
I think I only started drinking Starbucks in 2011 when I moved to the States because before that I only drank Tim Hortons.
You were waiting for that logo change. Then you
I
were on
was
board.
like, I refuse to drink out of this mermaid pussy until until they cut it off. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you said that.
Whoop, 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 whoop. And Gus.
The Amazon logo's clever with the A to Z.
No, it's not.
And the smile.
I like the FedEx logo that has the
I
arrow.
like.
Yeah.
I like. We got negative Nancy over here, but I do like
Gavin.
when people can pull off cleverness on a visual level with the logo. I don't think I agree with you on the level of like when people go ham on spending so much money on these huge campaigns and sometimes can totally blow up in their face and result in like a total like recall of like packaging and everything. But it is fun when people can sort out some cleverness in a logo.
I always wonder about the FedEx one with the arrow. Isn't that just a byproduct of putting those letters together?
They
Is
did it
that
on purpose.
intentional?
The way it's spaced was purposeful.
Yeah, I think
It
the
looks like
kerning and the font choice. Like you could have different.
You don't think they
font.
just typed it out and went, "No shit"?
Very
Well, there's
possible.
normally there's a space. And you gotta, there's a lot of stuff to work on.
I can't picture it now. I can't picture it.
I mean, sometimes there is a level of like trial and error. As a former graphic designer, there's a level of, in my experience, of just like trying to throw shit against the wall and just seeing what you like, and you might discover little like
Yeah.
little quirks
tight.
along the way.
The FedEx logo.
Yeah,
I'm
that
ho-
feels
it's on
very
my screen.
intentional to have the X line up in that way.
I also didn't realize it was purple and orange. Jeremy must love FedEx.
Big FedEx fan, that Jeremy.
Big FedEx fan.
We've always said that about him.
Won't ship his stuff any
What is
other
the
way.
coolest logo?
Look, I mean,
The coolest
normally
logo?
the X is taller.
There's the
Like it
FedEx
doesn't
one.
line up. I just typed FedEx into a word
Oh,
processing
you're
document.
right. They've
Yeah,
made
they
it.
futzed with that X, like the line of the lowercase right there.
Makes an arrow.
Yeah, to line up with the where the E is. Even the E, it looks like off center. Like that middle tine is higher. It's not centered.
How do you feel about serifs?
Sans serifs?
Sans or sans?
Do you like them?
Are
Or
the
do you like
font
them
style?
sans?
Fucking hate serifs. Serifs are fucking awful.
That is a
Serifs.
very heated opinion on serifs.
Little feet on the fonts. Serif fonts have like little feet on the
makes
bottom.
them
And
Or you
sans
can- or you
serif
can have
is
sans
without
serif.
feet.
Yeah, when it doesn't have them.
Today I learned. Never fucking knew that. I thought it was just the title of the font.
Nope, there you go. It's
What about wingdings?
Wingdings.
What happened to you?
Barbara's a little loop. Too much sun.
Wingdings.
Wingdings. It's because that font is like so crazy that you got to say it crazy, right? You know what I'm saying.
What was was Wingdings what we had before
What? Sorry?
emotes?
Like emojis?
Wingdings.
Wingdings.
Wingdings. Is that what it was? So you could type a picture before we had
Before we had
emotes as an
emotes?
option.
You know, could very well.
Because I mean I recall, getting like
I'm sure that's what it was. Like in the early days of computers where you couldn't create graphics. It's like you kind of backdoor them in by using fonts.
before like clip art was added.
Right.
Can you use an emoji in your logo? Like, who owns the emoji?
Can you copyright an emoji?
Like, nobody owns the letter F. So does anyone own the crying emoji?
You could own a version of the letter F if you trademark that as a logo.
It's
I
wingdings.
guess they display differently on
Wingdings.
each.
Wingdings.
I'm sure Apple owns its versions of them.
Is the A the sign
Yeah.
for the cancer sign?
It looks like the first ones are
They're all the
astrological
horoscopes.
Astrological.
signs.
Guys,
That's
we're in
like
cancer
turbo.
season. Welcome.
Nerd shit today.
I've been
like it.
watching *Halt and Catch Fire*, which is an AMC show. I don't know if y'all even have heard of it. I felt like
I've heard of it.
it was kind of popular. People who watched it really loved it, and I just never got into it. And it's on Netflix, so I was like, all right, fine, I'll start watching it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Like season 1 is all about the early days, like a company trying to build a portable computer in like 1983, and it's like it's not a true story, but it parallels like stories that happened at the time.
Okay.
And it's funny because in the show they're like, we need to build this portable computer that can only weigh 15 pounds. I was like, in reality, at that time, portable computers weighed about 30 pounds. It's crazy to think like how far it's coming now. You got
I
like,
was gonna say, how much is the MacBook?
this is like 2 pounds, maybe
I was
3
gonna say, like,
pounds.
not
That
even
thing
three.
they
not
did
much.
where it's just USB-Cs on laptops and has been for the last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
It's not convenient yet.
No.
It's still annoying. Like, when does it get good?
Why
when is it worth it?
When does the inconvenience occur?
I
When I
panicked.
can't freaking plug in like a memory stick or something.
I panicked earlier because I realized my USB-C dock wasn't in my bag. I was like, "Oh shit! I hope
now
I don't
I can't
need
do
I hope
anything.
I don't need this today. I've only got USB-C devices with me."
So annoying.
But that's been the MO of Apple products in that they get rid of stuff before it's convenient.
Yeah, I'm saying, but usually, like, yeah, it's inconvenient when you
Like,
lose a
there's
headphone
no-
jack and
there's no
stuff, but it's
headphone-
like immediately there was tons of solutions for, well, there already were, like Bluetooth and other shit, but I feel like I'm constantly without an adapter that I need when I'm traveling.
I remember
It always happens.
when the iMac first came out. They only had USB on that, and they were like, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever. You're not gonna be able to plug any of your peripherals in it."
Oh,
'Cause-
because you had the different kind
a
of
PS2
ports.
keyboard.
Yeah.
Right, or like a parallel port or a serial port. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to, and USB at the time, it was a joke. It's like, you could get a USB mouse and a keyboard, and that was it.
I mean, it would be fine, but I'm still buying stuff that has micro USB with it.
Yeah.
It's like, no one's taking it seriously. Everything's still annoying.
I fucking hate it. It's the goddamn worst.
I'm really sorry for your suffering.
I love how after
Yeah,
this
I
year
would be too.
of working from home and having to deal with like all this new technology and equipment, I finally understand the tech talk on this podcast. I'm just like, yeah,
I know that.
I know what that means. I've heard that before.
It's fun when Barb, when we're having like a tech issue or someone's having a tech issue for like before a stream or before a gaming shoot, and Barb chimes in with like tips and help and everything like that, which is
I know how to
different.
troubleshoot.
Which is different than when we first started. It was me yelling at you all like.
Yeah, well, I gotta give you a lot of credit, John. You like taught us everything about everything, like how to use everything with OBS and like audio and video and like recording everything and all this like different tech setups and stuff like that. Like you held all of our hands through that process and were very patient with some of us.
I don't have.
Oh my god.
That's Alfredo for us.
Man.
Yeah.
He's the patient one.
Yeah.
I before we had to work from home, I hated OBS. I think I had some early bad experiences with it.
You were one of the ones who kept using like XSplit.
I would find anything else just because I had so many bad experiences with OBS. But I guess like enough times passed, like the platforms betrayed, like it's fine. It gets. In fact, I probably prefer it to just about everything
It's
else
very
now.
straightforward.
Right. But we still have fucking problems with someone not taking down time.is on their capture.
Okay.
and recording.
Should we explain what time that is?
Yeah, you gotta explain
to the
that.
audience.
So, since we're all recording in different areas, you need to sync all the footage. So what we'll do in OBS typically is like you have your footage on the screen and then you put an overlay of a website. You can go to this website, time.is, and it shows you the exact time it is right now.
A
Down to the
sync
second.
time.
It's sync time. So we all load this little overlay on our footage so that you can sync all the footage together because since we're all recording remotely. And then normally we go through this checklist and we're like, all right, everyone have time.is up. You let it run for a few seconds so the editor can sync it all. Like, all right, everyone, time.is down.
Take it down off the screen.
That way you're not capturing your whole hour of footage with time.is up.
Why don't you just type fart in the chat like the rest of us?
Well, I'll tell you. I was gonna follow up with it. It's a redundancy thing that we've kept doing that we totally could stop doing, and I think I'm gonna stop us doing it because this has been
Yeah, if it does more harm
it's
than
happened this is like the third time or at least the second time. I'll be nice. It's at least the second time this individual.
good. Why don't you say
Blaine.
Well,
we
the thing
finished
is,
recording this great video. What was it on Thursday, I think? Wednesday.
Okay,
It was Wednesday.
and also this is what really irks Gus. It was
my idea.
It was a Gus produced
Yeah.
video. Gus was daddy for
It's
the
Gus'
episode.
video.
I thought I had a great concept for it. We filmed the whole thing, and then like 5 minutes after we filmed, we all get a Slack from Blaine that's like, oh shit, guys, time.is was up on all my footage. I was like, oh.
Was it
Well,
like,
also, the
was it,
worst-
like, over the top of it, or was it just
yeah,
on the screen?
Most of us have it like down in the corner so that if
Yeah.
it is left up, you could crop in and like find a way. His is dead center, 2/3 of the screen.
Big old fucking like imagine going to a website and just getting a huge banner ad like
Wow.
thrown up at you. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
So
I
guys,
know what time it is.
at some point there will be a GTA video that we put out. I think we're still going to try to put it out and just
Yeah.
not cut to Blaine's.
It's
Oh, wait,
funny.
I take it back. That was John's.
That was John's.
That's mine. That's mine. That's
showing an example.
That's showing how it could be placed so that it
So-
is not obstructive.
Blaine wrote 2/3 of the screen, smack dab in the middle.
Oh man. See, I have two monitors, so I always keep my footage like that I'm recording up so I could see like making sure that OBS isn't crashing or that I didn't stop recording or like just to make sure it looks good. I don't know why cuz Blaine has I think two monitors.
I think so.
does.
So you could do that.
But sometimes
just
you're in the
so-
moment. You're just playing games.
And I actually agree. There's plenty of times where I don't even look at my second monitor. I'm playing.
Oh,
the
I'm
game.
so like hyper aware of things not fucking up cuz I don't want to be that person
Yeah,
that fucks up the
you
whole
don't wanna
video for
blame it.
everyone. Exactly.
I mean, there's been so many times using like game capture and stuff where I'll be 40 minutes into a video and be like, oh, I never hit record. Should
Yeah.
probably wind it back and do that. But
Well-
thankfully you can in that.
yeah.
I'll say something that I actually appreciate, and that is that Achievement Hunter, whose sole job, other than a few other live action things you do, but majority of your job is make gaming content. The amount of times you
Play
guys
game.
have tech issues and failed face cam captures or just failed captures altogether, that kind of thing. So at least there's like, it's like the people that do it a ton have problems. So whenever we have problems, like, well, they get away with it. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we're no good. Shit breaks at home.
But you guys,
does.
I had to ask. I was like, it was some time ago after watching like I don't know a bunch of TTTs or something like that, and I was like, a few in a row had face cam fails, and I finally asked him like, why do you guys keep having that issue? And I was just simply told it's Elgato, is that the Elgatos just have a tendency to fail.
Yeah, and everyone's using different shit. I lost face cams several times because my game footage is being captured to like a capture drive. But for my webcam, I was just using the camera app in Windows. Just like open the webcam, press record. And that records by default to the C drive. And it would just fill up while I'd be like, shit. And it would end after like 5 minutes. I'd be like, well, that's gone. There's no recovering that.
I can't wait till we're back in the office full time and don't have to constantly be worried about how full my C drive is because I literally have to like uninstall games and then like move all my footage to an external drive.
I installed extra hard drives. Like I've got
I need
my
more.
C drive, I've got one where my games are installed, and I've got a different one for all of my footage captured. Just so it's like I don't want to bottleneck everything,
Man.
anything. And then my capture drive is just like I think it's like 10 terabytes. It's just a ridiculous.
So I'm still a big fan of huge C drives. I'm always like, it's SSD, it'll be fast. And then it's like a terabyte or less. And then I'm always full.
Yeah.
I hate it. I want like a 10 terabyte C drive. I'm going to go back to spinning metal.
It's funny how quickly hard drive technology advanced. I remember when we were making Out of Mind for Red versus Blue. That's when we made the transition from standard definition to high definition capture, and we couldn't capture that in high def because none of our hard drives were fast enough.
They were like 5400.
Right, they're all 54. That's all you could get was 5400 RPM hard drives. So it's like I would have to go to CompUSA and buy special hard drives that spun faster. They were 10,000 RPM drives.
I think I remember you posting a journal. Didn't you have like black ones with like
Yeah,
a
they're
window?
like a little
in?
window. Yeah, they were called Raptors. Yeah, they were called Raptors.
I bet they'd be like $20 now.
They were 72 gigs, and it was like this 72 gig 10,000 RPM drive costs more than like any other hard drive we had in the office. Like even like I don't know, even like at the time like a 500 gig drive would be cheaper than this fucking 72 gig drive.
Was flash storage not around?
No, God no.
Interesting.
What do you guys think is the single best purchase you had this year to like improve your setup?
While the entire time we were at home,
Yeah,
for me it's easily the Go XLR.
same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't even buy mine.
Right. I got it.
Barbara was a good friend and got me one.
got him
It's
one as
like
a gift.
congratulations for my promotion I got at the beginning of this year.
Got him a little.
She's
That's
a good
really
one.
nice.
This one's a good one. This one's a good one.
They're not cheap.
She got me the mini one.
I got him the mini.
That's
one.
what I got. Yeah.
He's not that good of a friend.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But still a hefty present.
The big one's big. It's too big.
It's
big.
quite big.
I just
didn't-
figured you
I
didn't
think
need it.
Alfredo downsized to the mini one, I think. Like, I think he had the big one, and I think he said, like, it was taking up too much, like, desk
I got you the mini one not because I didn't want to spend the money on you, but because I figured like I was like, John doesn't seem like the kind of guy who needs like all the sound effects and all
No,
the like
it is-
voice changers and
It is
whatnot.
absolutely perfect because it both gave me all the functionality I needed to send my audio to the things I need for like streaming or for VODs and that kind of thing. And then also the Go XLR has a fantastic compression system, which is always a problem with like these like the microphones that we use at home. And so it completely solved the compression problem. And so now I scream into my mic and don't blow
and
things
it's
out.
great.
I think my best purchase was I was using old monitors. I was just like grabbing shit out of my cupboards and plugging it back in that I haven't used for a while. And then it was just annoying, and the cats kept like climbing all over them and knocking them down and busting them up. So I ended up just getting a super ultra wide monitor. It's like a 32 by 9.
Is it one of those like
aspect
little
ratio.
curved guys?
Yeah, it's curved, but it's the equivalent of two 1440p monitors side by side in one frame. So I can have two PCs split down the middle, but without a bezel in between.
Oh, okay.
And then when I'm just playing games casually, I play it in like ultra wide resolution. It's very immersive. I
Do
love it.
I feel like I would
all
get nauseous.
games support like viewing it like that, or is it only certain
No.
ones?
I mean, most of the new ones do. You can do that.
But sometimes some games punch in.
Yeah.
Like you lose
Yeah.
footage. Like we remember when you
We
were
were
playing
comparing
Cyberpunk, we were comparing his 32 by 9 to like a 16 by 9, trying to see how it.
You
how
kind
it
of
looked.
want that though, because if it doesn't push in at all, it has to heavily distort the edges. And like GTA 5 does that, where you look at something that's like this thin, and then when it gets to the side of the monitor, it goes like it really stretches out.
Something that I think I don't know if you've seen this, Gav, but you know how Friends is on HBO Max, like all of Friends? And I guess initially when it was shot and put on TV, it was not as widescreen as it is now.
Yeah, it was 4:3.
But there are episodes where you could see the side of the set into another room. Just because like it wasn't on the original airing of the episode, but it's filmed, and so they have that in the widescreen
They
version.
filmed it in a wider format.
Yeah.
Oh, they cropped to 4:3.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time they'll shoot 4:3 and then crop to widescreen.
I think they
so you
cropped it.
lose.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that's
Like they're in like Monica and Rachel's apartment, and you could see where the wall ends and like into the other set. It's
that's
like,
so
holy
funny
shit.
how well future-proofed that show was shot.
I know.
It was super expensive to do multi-camera on film back then.
Did
Usually
you watch
they
the
just-
reunion, by the way?
No. Is it good?
It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be really cringy because, you know, when you have a bunch of people who haven't seen each other in a while and you're trying to like recreate the magic of a show that was on 17 years ago, was it?
God, don't age me like
Something
that.
like
what?
that.
I think it ended in 2004.
Ended in 2004.
God, why? You already like set me down a time machine by mentioning the word CompUSA.
Yeah.
But there's some good moments in it though. There are some things that happen in it I don't want to spoil for you. That is like, oh my God, what are they doing? Like they had a fashion show at one point of like all the classic Friends like costumes, and they had Justin Bieber wearing, I think it was the holiday armadillo costume, and it was just like, what is life?
There's a crazy like movie and TV show like prop auction that's about to start happening. I tweeted about it yesterday. but it has so many fucking cool things from movies that I like. Like one thing I looked up, I sent this to Blaine, is they have Harrison Ford's fedora from Temple of Doom.
Ooh.
Wasn't the
Oh,
estimate
God,
like a
that's
quarter
gonna-
mil?
It's a lot of money.
That was gonna say that's a lot.
I imagine
That's
it
gonna
would be
go
millions.
They estimate it's going to go for $150,000, but I think it's going to go way beyond
I
that.
think
feel
at
like-
least $500,000 for
Can
that
we
kind
start a
of thing.
GoFundMe for Blaine?
I feel like Harrison Ford should buy that.
Right? Or they should just give it to him.
No friends.
doesn't
There's no
care.
friends.
No friends.
He
Seth?
doesn't care. Does that man
Harrison
look like he
Ford?
has any nostalgic connection to his past?
He probably hates it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to see what other. But they had some hand drawn like VFX shots from ET that like how Steven Spielberg wanted it to look, just like
Yeah.
on like a notepad, like put the ship here and like little notes and stuff. And that was like $1,500, which is still a lot of fucking money. We're like,
Do you think you're gonna get some?
I was like, you could get something that Steven Spielberg held, like to make ET.
It's pretty cool.
I don't care about ET.
Yeah, which is pretty fucking cool.
Damn.
I don't care.
Is it because they replaced all the guns with walkie-talkie?
I love Spielberg. I'm a big Spielberg fan. I just don't care about
Is
ET.
that true?
Yeah. It was like during that era when remember when Star Wars got re-released and then they added like
Yeah,
some
he-
extra scenes and stuff.
George Lucas did a little bit with ET. He
Yeah.
like CG'd ET in over the puppet.
and
and
then
then,
CG'd out all the guns to be walked.
You just got people like holding
Holding
walkie-talkies.
walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Come out.
It's awkward as hell.
Come out.
It's really weird.
I would imagine, yeah.
It's one of those things where the VFX people must have been like, "Oh, you serious?
Really?
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Let me get a budget together."
At some point, just like let stuff be. Like this exists
Yeah.
as it is. Understand that like times change, but
Also, it's an alien. You think they would have guns?
yeah.
It's not necessarily for the little kids.
Right.
But there's an alien that's loose.
Yeah.
I'm glad that trend didn't just like perpetuate into their entire library of things. Like Spielberg didn't just go into everything.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Temple of Doom should get a heavy CG remake, like a makeover, if we're going to be touching old movies. A lot of Temple of Doom is problematic for many reasons. We could really revisit that. If you're going to revisit movies, maybe bump that one up a little bit.
That's funny that they when given the opportunity to, there it is.
Oh, is that them holding?
I can't
Yeah,
see
you can
that
see
yet.
that the guy on the left on the top when he's holding a gun and then it's
Zoom?
gone.
Oh.
Quite far away.
Oh, weird.
Oh, and
Yeah.
they've changed the bike.
When pressed with like the opportunity to modify their movies in a way to make them better, they just went for ET and gun.
Yeah.
I just feel, I guess like people made those changes because they think, oh, that's how I would have done it if the technology existed when I was making it. But it's like so much of the charm is like trying to figure
Is
out
the
problems for
shittiness.
tech that doesn't exist yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
we had an episode for the Real Canon a couple weeks ago that was all about Attack the Block because the sequel got greenlit and
Joe Cornish?
Joe Cornish and John Boyega are going to be working on it. And one of the fantastic parts of that movie is the creature, in that it is practical. Although they had to rotoscope it to give it that perfect black look to it, but like the teeth glow, like in the animatronic that actor is wearing. And there was like it was like an Andy Serkis level like guy that was the main one that was on set doing stuff. And so that's part of give me puppets and practical monsters all day.
Yeah.
long.
We
I
were
love
talking before the podcast started about what would be the coolest set in movie history to set foot on. And when I was looking at that website you posted, there was a bunch of stuff from Alien.
Oh,
and then I
yeah.
thought, how
Oh.
sick would it be to stand on the big space jockey set? It's like the big dead thing and the big
The gun. Yeah.
And it looks like it's a full-size set.
Yeah, because there's
in the
shots
shot,
of like
in the movie, I mean.
Well, there's even like there's set photos of like what's his face.
Yeah, it's just
Geiger?
like a big old room.
Not Geiger, director
Oh, Ridley
Ridley.
Scott.
Scott. Him on set with it.
I feel like something on Star Wars would be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you said
Yeah.
that, but Star Wars was so low
guess-
budget.
There's also like a bunch of really iconic places that
I
know
said
if I could
Hook
pick
not
one.
just because it's like one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's because it was one of those movies. I'm not saying it's like it was one of those movies that's in that trend of building out entire like villages of places. Like the pirate village is this giant warehouse set. The Lost Boys set is like a ton. Like you see those wide shots from the movie of
Yeah,
them
it's
like
big.
So like that kind of stuff, kind of like similar how like Lord of the Rings, like they build out like Hobbiton and the
Yeah.
Shires like that.
Oh, Lord of the Rings would be a good one.
You can go to that one still.
I have been there.
There you go.
Done
Man.
too much stuff.
I feel like my memory has been so shit lately. Like I only remember the last year and a half of my life.
It's like the worst. The
I
worst year and a
know.
half.
Everything's been
What a
replaced
bummer.
by quarantine.
Yeah, we we were filming earlier today, and I saw Dutch, Blaine's dog. I was like, "Oh, Dutch, I've never met you before," and y'all were like, "Yeah, you have. You used to bring him to the office." I was like, "Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?"
Like a lot.
Like every
almost,
day.
Like almost every day.
I just forget. Like we've been working from home now for so long. It's like, oh yeah, we used to come into the office.
Yep.
Every day. I forgot about that.
I went down a memory lane that I had no intention of doing, but someone brought up something on a Twitch stream that I was doing, and I went down a 90s Christian pop media rabbit hole of like naming off all of these, showing them all these like cartoons and music videos from like 90s Christian like pop stuff, because like it's that era that they were really trying to, they're like, none of these kids like this traditional Christian stuff, like hymns and that kind of thing. We really need to get the kids interested. And so they really tried to make like music videos. There's a game happening next to me
I was trying to
that
display
has nothing to do with
this
me.
beautiful Rick and Morty sweater.
And Gus is trying to display.
And then Gus fought back.
I can't be one upped. So they're making shitty music.
No, it was just like, it was like a whole era. They were, but it was like a whole era of like these cartoons that like led up to things like VeggieTales. But I like showing them like music videos of like Carmen, who no one on the set will know who I'm talking about. And like
San Diego.
no, everyone says that Carman. He was just like Madonna kind of like
Carman.
naming.
Watch out for Cartman.
Beep beep.
Anyways, it was so much of my childhood was
Transformer.
defined by Western American.
Carman.
Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Now.
no,
I'm
sorry.
gonna shut up now.
Does Carman have a theme song? I want to hear it now.
When
That
you're
is-
driving down the road,
you
Carman. When you're going to change lanes, Carman.
Was he Carmen the champion?
I'm just gonna go back here. I'm just gonna hang up back here.
Bye, John.
Carmen.
John.
Who is it?
Do the whole podcast like
What's
that.
his name? Carmen what?
San Diego.
Just Carmen. Carman. One word.
Addicted to Jesus.
There it is.
Might as well face it, you're addicted to Jesus.
All right, I'm sure we're gonna
It's
get a
pretty
strike
bad.
or something
It's
if I
pretty
play
bad.
Too much of that.
Yo, homies, do you believe in the Lord? It's like, is that kind of music?
Yep. It was exactly that. He made a bunch of music, and then at one point he made an entire album where it was like kind of a, I guess best way you can say it was like almost like a rock opera where there's a lot of dialogue and stuff. But it was like this whole thing where him and his cat, like a big old cartoon cat that was dressed like an urban dweller.
Was it the same cat from Opposites Attract with Paul Abdul?
It was very much in that vein, of
Okay,
that kind of
okay.
thing. And like the whole thing was like this cat was running around with another cat that was like bad influence on him. They were trying to steal Carmen's like stereo in his car, and then Carmen caught the cat, and then he like taught him how to not like be bad and like to love them.
What car did
Jesuses.
Carmen drive?
I don't know.
was a Carmen
I don't know
Gia.
if it got that far into it.
Did you see there was something on Reddit yesterday or the day before about how Mariah Carey recorded a grunge album in 1995
I did not see that. But I-
under
Did
the
she release it?
under the name Chick, and apparently
Nice.
the studio would not let her put it out, so she had to find another woman to do the main vocals. So she's only backup vocals on
Oh, wow.
on the CD.
Like
But-
her studio would not let her put it out?
right. So
Weird.
She probably
she
was, like, under
says
a
that she
contract
has the
probably.
original recordings and she wants to remaster it and put it out. And I guess this news just came out like in March of last year, and like so I was like, I wonder if you can buy the CD. So I looked on eBay, and it's like buying that CD is like $250 to $300 because I guess it didn't really sell, so nobody really has it. There's not many copies.
Yeah,
you can't
limited.
stream it anywhere. I found a couple of music videos on YouTube, but it's like you
Are you
can
gonna
only
get it?
buy a physical. No, I'm not going to spend $250 on a shitty CD.
Mariah Carey's grunge
All right,
album.
so we need a GoFundMe
Chick.
for Blaine's hat and for Gus's CDs.
I don't even know if I have a CD. I guess my Xbox can play CDs. Can Xboxes play CDs? I don't even know how I would like if you gave me a music CD
That
and
might
we're
be
like,
like
CDs like they're
Listen
obsolete.
to
I love
this.
it.
Alexa.
Great
like,
future.
I think my consoles might be the only CD drives I have in the house. now.
Alexa, can Xboxes play CDs?
Are you hoping that someone in
Someone
the
at
chat?
home, let us know. Although I can't see chat. There's no chat. Oh. So
Where is
if
chat today?
they're at home chatting. The chat's busy. They're all in the Rooster Teeth store buying the Rick and Morty merch.
I can see the chat moving. I just can't read it.
Oh, is that
it's
chat?
Oh,
It's
it's
like
on the
In the
teleprompter.
teleprompter?
really?
There's no way we can read that. It's tiny.
there it is.
Oh,
hello.
We got chat. Hi, chat.
Gus is in the chat.
Tell us everything you
Yeah.
guys said in the last
Yeah,
42 minutes.
please summarize everything.
Can Xbox?
Oh yeah, someone in chat's bringing up the Donut Man. The Donut Man was a really weird kids show where they tried to make a metaphor for needing Jesus by using it as a donut. It's like you have a donut, it's got a hole just like your heart, and you'll fill it with Jesus.
Xboxes can, PS4
Wait, why is there a
cannot.
hole in your heart?
Because you're not whole without
is that true?
Jesus.
I know-
You don't want a donut to have a middle way. It's
I
fine
know.
with the hole.
It was kind of a flawed metaphor.
Put something that you care about having a hole in the middle. Something would be bad. An Xbox.
Like a
you don't want a
heart.
hole in your Xbox.
You don't even want a hole in your heart.
Well, you need 4 at least to get the blood in and out.
The chat's going crazy now. I don't know who put you in the prompter, Peter. I'm sorry if you're very upset about it. I guess I didn't.
You guys
think
are
anything
so tiny.
I have the chat in front of me. I didn't think anything about it, and I guess nobody else
I
looked
looked
at that camera.
This way for a moment, and I saw chat over there, and I went, like, I was going to ask to put it over there, but then I was like, then I'll be distracted. But I like reading chat
Yeah.
because I need people's approval at all times, 24/7.
Hey, I approve of you.
I don't think you
everyone
do.
else's approval.
I don't think you do all the time.
I don't know if you do, Gavin.
I think there's plenty of times where you don't
having a
approve
laugh,
of Barbara's activities.
Mike
Okay,
in the booth
let's-
over here
let's
says
get into this.
he has a CD player. He'll bring it if we buy that CD.
CD player.
Thanks, Mike.
Have we gotten your
You have two. Yes, two.
two?
What's the other one for?
In case you want to listen to two.
Dual deck. I used to do
It's a dual
dual
deck.
deck.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you ever have a car that had the CD player in the trunk and had multiple
Yes.
multiple?
It had a 5-disc changer in the trunk,
Yeah.
Why was it in the trunk?
in the boot.
Because it
Why
was
was it in the
too
boot?
big, I think, for
Yeah,
like the
you couldn't.
console.
Yeah,
The CD's like this thin.
but the
Just shove-
changer, the mechanism for all of that. Trust me, dude. It was so fucking stupid.
Glove box, maybe.
I hated it. It's like, but it's like I got 5 CDs. Like any music I want, it's on there. I'll listen to it. Had a CD player stolen from a car that I owned once. That sucked. Stole all my CDs
That was the
too.
whole thing. That's why you had like security on.
I
your-
had the removable faceplate on my CD player. I took the faceplate off. They still stole it in all my CDs.
One time, my parents left our garage door open overnight, and we were like worried someone was going to take something. We came out and realized it had been left open. We had like bikes and sports equipment and all that stuff. I think the cars were unlocked. The only thing taken were the pennies in the little like change dish in the cars.
Oh.
And I was like, that's the most Canadian thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard.
It's very Canadian.
They took the
politest
pennies and left a
robbery.
nickel.
Yeah, I just need some change.
Oh wait, I have a question.
You're back.
Go for it.
Wow, look at that nice Rick and Morty shirt.
He's not even listening anymore. Whenever you watch TV and movies, and someone asks someone,
I don't.
okay, so
Just kidding.
Gus and Gavin,
Yeah.
whenever you watch TV and movies, and someone asks someone out on a date, I found there was quite this trend where they would constantly be like, yeah, let's go on a date. And they'd go, great, we'll go out to dinner. I'll pick you up at 8. Did that just feel weird to anybody else that was that late?
It's late.
Like, whenever, like, what's a reasonable time to pick someone up to go to dinner?
I would say like 7 is what I would say.
You can eat 8.
6.
But picking someone up at 8 is the start of the night.
Yeah,
I
that
think
means-
if you're young
Sit
enough.
down, eat at 9.
Who eats dinner at 9?
There's
Europe.
There's an old joke.
What are they doing in Europe till 9?
Fucking.
There's a lot of Europe. Like continental Europe, they'll go to dinner all night.
There's a
They're
Why
really
start
long.
at 9?
Well, you don't have to. I mean,
there's a joke in an episode
they're
of 30
slower.
Rock where Liz Lemon's dating a younger guy, and he tells her like, okay, great, I'll pick you up at 10, and she goes, at night.
Yeah, no, like 8's even being, I'm being nice by saying 8. I know times where I've watched things and people were like, yeah, I'll pick you up at 9, we'll go. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
I'm already having like a my birthday's coming up, and I want to like invite everyone out to do something, like go get a drink or something. Now that Austin is slowly opening back up,
Not slowly.
quickly. But I'm like, okay, what time do I invite people? Do I like do like a 6 o'clock thing so people could come like eat dinner there, or do I do like an 8:30 or 9 type thing, or are we all too old for that? Like, what do I do?
Let me tell
don't
you
know.
what I would love.
It'll probably
that
be
is-
6.
That is not at all what you should do. But if something was geared around just John's weird eccentricities, you do something that starts at like 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, that's my ideal thing.
Start at 3 in the afternoon.
It's your birthday. Fuck it. Do what you want.
Start at 3 in the
It's on a
afternoon.
Friday.
That means that if it goes for a few hours, bleeds into like maybe some food at the end, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
then people can peace out and still have part of their night
A whole night
to
left.
then like, I
Sober
don't
up.
know, relax, sober up, watch some episodes of something and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's me.
No, I love day stuff.
But I am not the norm, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Just like the rest of whatever Europe is doing
I still
at 9
can't
o'clock
believe-
at night.
Oh, it's fine.
I still can't believe we used to do this podcast at 7:30.
Was it 7:30?
That's
It was
when we used to
7:30.
start this
God,
podcast.
that was so fucking late. I
Like our
hated it.
whole evening was gone.
It was terrible. The
Now
Mondays
at
were the
least
longest day
We
ever.
finish up. We still have time to like go
The
get dinner if we
sun's
wanted
still
to.
out.
Sun's still out during the summer.
The days are getting shorter now.
After
because
today.
today's the
After
longest.
today.
After today.
Is that true? Is today the 20?
This
21st of June.
It's
Right.
the solstice.
I went and picked up
I got it.
dinner at a restaurant last night, and
Which restaurant?
some Mexican restaurant over here, and Tex-Mex restaurant. And I pulled up to the parking lot, put my mask on, got down to walk into the establishment to get my to-go order. Walked up to the door, and I thought, oh, that's weird. They've taken down all the mask requirement signs and everything. I was like, oh, well, I guess things are getting back to normal. It's strange to see. Walk in, and I was the only person in the entire restaurant wearing a mask,
Service
which is fine.
included.
That's
I'll be.
their prerogative. But like none of the staff, none of the people sitting down.
I'm surprised at how
Nope.
not 50-50 it is. It
Right.
seems
It-
like
it
you're
went-
strange already for
Well, I
wearing
think
a mask.
Austin also has a really high vaccination rate.
It does.
To be fair.
But it was unsettling because it was like I walked in and I thought like, did the last year and a half not happen?
I
Like,
know.
it was just like before. I was like,
Dude, I was completely off. I was expecting people to be wearing masks for the rest of the year to some degree. Like even servers at least, like something. But yeah, there's some restaurants where it's like nothing
yeah,
happened.
I don't mind wearing my mask. I'm fine with it. So it's like whatever. It's just I felt unusually out of place because I was the only person. I felt like, oh, am I the weirdo?
Yeah.
You are now.
I had the same situation where I was the weirdo where I went to go get my car washed. And I've been places where like the clientele have been maskless. Like I went into like Whole Foods and people were like, this is a mix of mask and maskless. It was when I went and got my car washed that the staff was all no mask. And that was the first time I'd been somewhere where nobody working had a mask. And so I was the one wearing the mask
Yeah.
while they were all
Well,
maskless.
A couple weeks ago, I talked about. It was only like 3 weeks ago. Maybe I talked about going to Whole Foods and feeling out of place because I didn't have a mask on when I walked
Yep.
in there, and now it's like it's split. It's like it's maybe 60-40, no
Yeah.
mask to mask.
Yeah.
It's really like, but that's where I thought we would be. I thought it would be like a gradual thing where we'd see it slowly phase out. But there's some places where it's just like none.
Yeah.
It's crazy as well that thinking, because living here, you kind of get the vibe that everything's improving.
Yeah.
But then other places around the world, it's just the worst it's ever been, ever.
I look at the world map every day, and I'm glad you bring this up. I feel like I need to be conscious of that when I talk about it on this podcast to frame it as like that's just our experience here in the United States. Like I still look at the numbers worldwide.
Specifically
Texas.
in Texas or in Austin.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, is that Austin, Travis County, is at vaccination rates that are comparable to other states that have opened up, like California and New York. But Texas as a state is still
It's
way
low,
behind.
yeah.
What are we at? 60%?
In Travis,
Austin?
in Travis County,
Texas.
Texas, I think is 49.
Yeah, I think Texas we're till
Really?
below 50.
Yeah,
I guess that's not surprising
I,
whatsoever.
I think
crazy
Travis
considering
County
anyone
is
can get one.
closing in at 70%, I believe.
They saw a major decrease in people getting it once they got to the younger levels because they actually saw people just like passing on it. That was a contributing factor to like the number slowing down.
And I think it's this thing where the numbers are going down because lots of people are getting vaccinated. So then it doesn't become as pressing of an issue for some people. They think like, oh, other people are going to get vaccinated, so I'll be fine, which is a selfish thing to do.
Get
We're all
vaccinated.
pitching in. We're all in this together. Everyone should do their part.
Please.
I think I went on about this last week already. I think I just cannot get over how fucking selfish some
Is
people
last
are.
week when we made the reference to like people are like, oh, you know, it's my choice and blah
Yes.
blah blah. But it's different in this sense because it's like we're all roped together. We're all
Yes.
tied together. And you could be like, I want to jump off this cliff. And it's like, please don't. It's like, well, I could do what I want. Yeah, but you're tied to us.
Yeah.
So like if
And-
you do that, you're putting us in
And yeah, maybe
danger.
all of us could hold one person trying to do that. But then
Yeah.
if another person tries and like not everyone's
Yep.
holding the rope, it gets more difficult.
Yep.
It's a good analogy.
Austin went ahead and made the call to all public schools will be in person next year with masks optional.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's crazy considering the kids aren't vaccinated.
Aren't they? They're getting close though to
Probably the end of the year.
that's under 12, right?
Under 12.
Under
Yeah,
12.
I think
But
right now 12 and up.
12 and up can get
Yeah.
vaccinated.
We were talking about how
how's your kid?
handshakes are gonna like disappear,
They're under 12.
and they haven't.
I have not shaken a hand still.
I'm shaking a hand,
Oh,
and I guess like after I was vaccinated, I did feel like more comfortable going out and stuff, but like getting recognized and stuff in public again, people still go for a handshake,
Yeah.
and I guess I'm fine with it. I'm just like, yeah, you know, I assume you're vaccinated. I am. Bit of hand sanitizer,
Well,
it's
yeah.
fine. It's like,
Well, also
I
it's-
thought that would be done. Like, but the way everyone was talking, it's like, we're never going to shake hands again. We're never going to blow out candles on a birthday cake again. I think it's all going to just all come
It's
back.
all going to
Yeah.
come back. Yeah. I think I still stand by. I think some people are still going to mask up when they're sick, though, and maybe when they're traveling. Like I
I'd
think
like
that's
it if
gonna
they
be-
would.
I know I'll do it if I'm sick and I happen to have to go out somewhere. I'll wear a mask. Although it's probably going to be strange to see years from now. I don't know.
well, I felt weird walking into that restaurant being the only one with a mask.
Yeah.
I may keep doing it, but we'll see. But like I said, I'm happy. There
So-
are lots of people who are getting vaccinated, and I'm happy that we're at least here, seemingly like turning a corner. I hope that we continue. I hope that more people continue to get vaccinated, and I hope that we just continue to see numbers go down. And I hope that other countries can get the vaccines as well and get their programs going, and the whole world can join.
I found out something too that bummed me out is in Canada there's another vaccine. I think in other countries too. There's another vaccine called the AstraZeneca vaccine that apparently is not approved in the States.
I think they started using it here. That's
they?
the one that they had to pause because of blood clots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my
I think I'm gonna look.
people in my family got AstraZeneca, and they were told that they can't come to the States even though they're vaccinated with that one because it hasn't been approved yet here.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's like, well, fuck.
Wait, so you need a vaccine to come here?
um.
Then you just need a
Maybe it
negative
wasn't.
test?
Maybe it was a different country, but there was
Oh.
something with like, it's not recognized here
was-
as a.
It was the Johnson & Johnson that had the blood clots.
Johnson
I'm
Johnson
sorry.
had
Yeah.
blood clots, but
Uh,
AstraZeneca did as well.
I've been, if you are following Rahul Kohli on Instagram, you can experience him going through 14-day quarantine in Canada. Because I guess he went back up there to work, and so he's been sitting in a hotel for 14 days, or he's on his way into that. And I was amazed that he went ahead and ordered the materials needed to continue his hobby of making those Gundam models. Like he literally bought all the equipment and stuff needed to do it in his hotel room. And he posted about how I've never been into Gundam or any of that anime or anything like that, but he posted about how Netflix has Gundam Mobile 1, 2, and 3 now on Netflix to watch. And so I asked him, like, would this be a good jumping on point if you've never gotten into that? And he's like, yeah, it's dated, but you'll like it. And so I started watching the first Gundam. No dub. It's all it's all subtitles.
double sub?
No dub. Like dub's not even an option. But I started watching it,
Just
and
subtitled.
it's funny to watch super old, like 1980s anime, because you forget about all of those like trends and quirks from like old anime that then became like a regular thing, like all like the melodramatic reactions to everything.
Yeah.
And the way that they like shot action. It's still, the first Gundam movie holds up like visually as quite impressive and a fun thing to check
for
out.
sure.
You went to Japan, right?
I've never been.
Oh, I thought you were in that group that went. But that's that like giant Gundam
statue
I
thing.
want to go so bad.
Moves and shit.
Does it move?
I think it moves its face or it lights up or
We have
something.
budget
Has some
to
sort of-
go to Japan and do the RT podcast in Japan, right?
Yeah, Eric can't tell us no. It's
Right.
Tyler's producing today.
The same Eric who wouldn't buy 2 of those earwax removers for us, just one for you.
Tyler says that it walks, kinda.
Does
Yeah, I
Tyler
think I
say we
remember
could
it,
go
like,
to Japan?
moving its leg, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, Tyler approved it.
Awesome.
Yeah, he said yes. There it is. Thanks, Tyler. You're a pal.
Did you do the
work
wax
it
thing
out
yet?
with Eric.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, see, approved. We're going to Japan. Do the RT podcast there.
They're having the fucking Olympics in like a month now.
They're going through with it?
Are.
Yeah, they
are.
can't stop it. It's only the IOC who can stop it. So they're having Olympics whether they like it or not.
I'm worried that's going to
I think
be really
think
dangerous.
their national vaccine rate is at 6%.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah,
In Japan?
and they currently have more people hospitalized than they did last year when they delayed the games.
What a perfect time to do the
Wait.
fucking Olympics.
Why
oh my God.
Why is Japan so low?
Because they took them longer to approve the vaccines.
Oh,
Because their numbers were lower, so they didn't move as quickly on
Wasn't
the
rushed.
approval process, like Japan, South Korea. So their rollout has been incredibly slow.
Jeez.
So
That's very
we might
unfortunate.
have, hoping for the best, but we might have a
Another
really bad thing happening in a month.
wave out there.
You ever see anybody here ever watch Akira?
Yeah.
That was like the 2020 Tokyo Olympics that's all set up against.
Oh Jesus! Really?
Yeah, that's like all the construction in Akira. It's like
Oh,
2020 Tokyo
Jesus.
Olympics.
Oh,
it's
that's
like
the Gundam.
Look at that
the
boy.
world.
Oh, I guess I saw a different one.
I was
The
thinking
one I saw
there's-
didn't have a
there's-
building attached to the back of it.
Yeah, I remember seeing people take pictures next to one that was like maybe like a couple stories tall, but that thing's like that is the Mobile Suit Gundam guy, and he's big. That's a big big
Gundam.
boy.
Tyler says there's 3 full-size Gundams.
Cool. And when is he buying our plane tickets for the podcast?
I don't think you can visit yet. Anyway, I, think
I
tourism's
honestly
closed.
like hearing about that. I wouldn't want to go anytime soon.
Yeah,
I would wanna wait till
which
later.
sucks because last year I really wanted to go to Super Nintendo World. It's like, we still gotta wait. There's bigger problems.
Aren't all like the Disney parks open now again?
Yeah,
Like all of them?
I believe
they're open
so.
and they're like in the middle of / already gone through with a ton of reopening procedures of restrictions have been removed and they're
Yeah.
like fireworks are starting up again.
Don't you like not need a mask? anymore?
Masks are optional in most spaces
Wow.
as long as you're vaccinated.
That happens so quickly.
And a lot of like the barriers, and you're starting to see like things that are on the ground taken off and everything like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
I had totally different subject.
Pivot.
I did something the other day.
You went outside.
I was talking with some of my neighbors,
Is that space?
and one of my neighbors, we had that really bad hailstorm back in March. I don't know if you remember. It was
big hail.
big hail, and they were like all spiky and stuff. And it was weird. I've never seen hail like that. I've lived in Texas my whole life. It looked like little COVID viruses with
Yeah.
like the ball with the spikes around them. But
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. but
one of my
okay.
neighbors came up to me. He's like, "Hey, after that storm in March, did you ever have an insurance adjuster come out and look at your roof?" And I was like, "No, I can see it from here. It looks fine." He's like, "I just had someone come out." Well, he's like, "Our other neighbor on the other side over there, he had an insurance adjuster come out and looked at his roof, and insurance says he has $10,000 worth of damage on his roof." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And the guy I was talking to was like, "Yeah," and they came out and looked at my roof, and the insurance adjuster says I have $15,000 worth of damage on my roof. And I was like, "Oh, I better call my insurance." Like, it looks fine, I can see it, but like I would hate for there to be a problem and then me have to pay for it later. So I call my insurance, and they send a guy out with ladders. He crawls up on my roof and looks at it and everything. He crawls down. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna fill out some paperwork. I'll get it to you tomorrow." So I got an email from him the next day, and it's like, "Yeah, your roof has $23,000 worth of damage on it." And I was like, "But it looks fine." How
What does the roof cost?
Right? I was like, "Is that just a new roof? Like, but you're gonna buy a car and put it on top of my fucking house?"
Do you have shingles?
No, it's a metal roof.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
He had shingles years ago.
yeah,
I look back at that podcast when we're all in those hazmat suits, and I'm like, oh, those would have been nice this year.
So the moral of the story is the moral of the story is if you have a hailstorm, if you own a house and you have a hailstorm pass through, File a claim with your insurance just for the hell of it. Have someone
Wow.
take a look at it.
Ah, that sounds like so much effort.
What do you
though.
gonna
No,
do?
I didn't do anything. I just filled out in the app on my insurance. I was like, "Hey, can someone just check for hail damage?" I didn't. The guy came to my door and was like, he had a ladder. He's like, "I'm just gonna crawl up on your roof." He just crawled around on the roof. He's like, "All right, I'll email you."
But what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna?
Well, yeah, now I have to find a fucking roof company to come fix it.
That's the effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't want it to be damaged and then have to like deal with it later.
Right. You could get leaks and all
Right.
that shit.
That's
Bad.
crazy.
It's so much money,
Might want to
Oh,
get someone.
and it looked fine.
Right.
you might want to do.
I
that.
remember the day after the storm. I looked at my roof. I was like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong up there.
That's too much money.
It's
So
so
do you-
much.
Do you have like a deductible that you have to pay?
$500
$500 for a free
for
$23,000
$23,000.
roof?
I was like,
That's a bargain.
that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if they can do some cool stuff to the roof.
Oh, you get the solar tiles.
Can I get lasers?
Yeah.
Self-defense
Yeah.
to melt
turrets.
hail?
Or like
yeah,
a
that
big.
hail was insane. That dented cars and stuff like
It
that.
was
too.
really bad.
That those solar panels that are the roof tiles,
Yeah.
is that real yet?
Yeah.
Like, can you just get that, or is there still?
Yeah.
You should do that.
I hadn't thought about that.
It's a great opportunity because I bet your roof was fine before, and there'd be no point. It'd be a waste of money to replace the whole roof. Now you got a car's
Listen
worth
to
of
Gavin
damage.
Free, roof expert, who has not
Guess-
seen your roof.
Get some solar tiles. I have to look into this.
That's your next profession. After you're done with Rooster Teeth and Slow-Mo Guys, roofer.
But
Roof-
never
yeah.
looking at the roofs.
I really want to learn a trade that's useful.
Me too.
I really want to learn how to be an electrician.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of all the trades.
Yeah.
I think electrician's cool.
I think it's so useful. I'm constantly like doing shit in my walls, and I'm like, that'll kill me if I touch that. Probably.
Yeah.
I'm doing like low voltage stuff, like networking stuff. But I want to be able to do like real electricity.
Okay.
It'd be sick.
That would be cool. That would also be very handy.
It'd be so useful, wouldn't it?
It worked out
Yeah,
well for
in
Michael,
the
right?
apocalypse. In the apocalypse.
What's out for what?
Worked out well for Michael, right?
He's ready to go.
Well,
Once
if you
he's done
think
here.
about it, Michael went from
I'm saying he made the jump in the other
like
direction.
how much Michael has advanced in his career from electrician. Like if you could add electrician to you, and then make that jump further, that's how it works, right?
I would
wonder
want
how
to
long
learn
it takes.
carpentry.
Carpentry's weird.
That'd be useful too.
That's what I want to
I'd be afraid you'd like lose a finger or
I
something.
feel
though.
like the thing is with carpentry, I feel like you do need a little artistic talent
Yeah.
to make good
Which
stuff.
I feel
and
like
don't
I'm
have-
partially there.
You saying Barb doesn't have it?
Have you
I'm
ever
not saying
seen?
I wouldn't.
Oh.
That's why an electrician is just like it's
That
just
makes sense.
technical.
Have you ever seen those table
Or
saws
measuring.
that if they detect that they're about to cut a finger,
Scary
they,
shit ever,
they
still.
break themselves and stop so that they
Yeah, I'm not even going to test that out.
I think
She's
It's a good
gonna be like-
smarter every day on that, isn't there?
don't. Is there? I haven't seen that one. I gotta watch
I
it.
think you shoved a hot dog in one.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, I have seen that
saw
one,
that.
yeah.
But
Did
it's
it
still
cut it?
It's
It
yeah,
like-
because it cuts it a little.
A tiny
it.
little sliver,
And then
Like-
it's like,
and then it just shuts out. Like
just
it
thinking about
stops
it
in such a
stresses
way
me.
that breaks the saw. But it's like you would want that as opposed to like cutting your flesh.
yeah. I guess let's change from carpentry to pottery on one of those little spinny wheels with the.
How's that
I thought
useful?
about taking a pottery class.
I think that would be fun, like with the little spinny wheel
Why do
and
you
like
need
the.
to make a pot?
Well,
You can make more than a pot. I've
all I
made-
heard was you did but a pot.
I like pot.
I had to take a pottery class in college for my arts degree.
Yeah.
It was quite soothing and nice.
It's relaxing, yeah. It's fun.
very
doing
nice.
it. I just feel like once you've made all the mugs in the world, you don't need.
You
I
can
know.
make bowls
Vases and
and you can make
Or vases.
Yeah, you can make plates.
plates.
Oh, there's an Angus mug. I have it at home. I drank coffee out of it this morning.
There is a Rick and Morty mug as well.
Yeah. Rick and Morty mug and jacket and sweater and long
We
sleeve.
should do a collab of both. Remember those shirts where it was like, and it'd be like Rick and Morty and Gus.
Yeah.
And Gus. Oh, that's actually smart.
People are like, I don't understand. Is Gus a new character in Rick and Morty?
Stop it with that. Where's mine?
You're actually outnumbered. There's 2 out of the 4 people on set are wearing Rick and Morty merch.
I don't want to do this podcast anymore.
I've
Quick, put on a Gus thing so you can
nah,
be even.
I don't support.
Just
that
wrap it
line.
around. Nice scarf.
There it goes. It looks really good with the plastic hanging off of it.
Is that a medium?
Yes, it is.
Can I have it?
Oh, you gonna put it on?
Yeah, why not? I'll be on Team Gus.
We'll be 50-50.
I've been learning. The thing that's great about the time we live in is that you can Google something if you have an idea and see if it's real. Like I was trying to put wires down my walls for like Cat 6 cables because I don't have networking in rooms that I want. but I do have coax, like the TV shit sticking out the wall. And I was like, I wonder if this is a thing. Can you put Ethernet down a coax cable? And you totally can. That you can just convert coax to Ethernet with a little adapter on each end.
With the same.
Now I don't have to do a bunch of annoying crawling around in the loft.
You could figure out. You could be an electrician.
But is it
You're
same?
halfway there.
Is the same like strength of signal?
Yeah. The thing I got will support up to like 2.5 gigabits per second, and I'm only using a gigabit switch, so it shouldn't slow me down at all. I think that's freaking wicked.
Gavin texted me about that the other day.
like, did you know you could do this?
Fucking blew my mind. I was like, well, that makes total sense. Why
Yeah.
did I never think to do this? Because I've shown Gavin before. I have like a fucked up Ethernet drop in my office, like where I normally stream from, and I have to run my cable from a different room in there, and this would be really help it out. So it wouldn't be so bad. You got some plastic on the.
Do you think you're gonna do it?
I need to. I feel like I wish I'd known about it a year ago.
Yeah, because now you're not.
Yeah,
gonna
now
work
it's
there
like,
as
well,
much.
yeah, we come in here for the podcast. It's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, chat knows what's up. It's Mocha.
Mocha.
MOCA.
Look at that.
Right down the middle. Rick and Morty and Gus.
Or if you look at Gavin's camera angle, it's and us. Oh, he moved his mic.
Shit. Ah, saw
You
it.
get it. You'll be on camera enough one day.
And Gus.
I saw.
The new Supreme.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. The other day, I was looking, for something to watch. We're in this weird drought, right, where it's like there's been like a kind of a lack of new movies coming out to watch.
Yeah.
I watched Army of the Dead on Netflix last week or the week
See
before.
the robot zombies in it?
Robot zombies?
Yeah. You're talking about the new one or the old one?
The recent one, the Zack Snyder one.
There's a robot zombie in it.
There was?
Yep.
I don't remember. What was it?
It was they showed up a couple of times, but there's one in the when they're going up like the stairway shaft.
Yeah.
He shoots one, and a zombie rolls back, and it's got blue glowing stuff inside of it, and it's like it like sparks, and they don't explain it for the rest of the movie.
I must have blanked that. I was not a huge fan of that movie. But a movie that I was a huge fan of that I watched this past weekend was The Lighthouse, which was a movie from 2019. Have you seen it?
Very similar to Army
That's
of the
with
Dead.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe.
Never saw it.
It's on Prime Video. So
Okay.
if you want to, you don't have to pay for it. It's just
It looked
free to stream.
weird.
It's out there.
Yeah. Out by the lighthouse, some might say.
But it's like just under 2 hours long. But it's like super enthralling, and the acting performances are just like so fucking good. Willem Dafoe just like gives a master class. Like there's this one scene where he like recites he like curses Robert Pattinson's character, and he's like screaming at him and like really angry, channeling this, and it's like one take that's like 2 minutes of him issuing this curse on Robert Pattinson, and he doesn't blink the entire time, and it's just like, blink, dude. Blink.
that's
I can't
intense.
believe I'm noticing you're not blink.
When's he
Please
gonna blink?
blink. When's he gonna blink? And it's just really.
Do you have to be in the
intense.
right mindset to watch that film? It's
Yeah.
not, I assume it's not a sit down and let's watch the
No, it's definitely not one of
Lighthouse.
those.
It's like a psychological drama.
Yeah, it's like really character driven. I mean, there's pretty much the only two actors in the whole. Like you see, they call it the lighthouse because they're like the two operators of this lighthouse in the 1890s. The only other characters I think you see are the other lighthouse operators that they're relieving. At the beginning of the movie, there's two people leaving the lighthouse, and it's Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson arrive at the lighthouse.
And that's all
Interesting.
black and white.
It's all black and white. It's shot like in a 1.19
Yeah,
to
isn't it
1
like-
aspect. It's like a square.
Yeah. So
Um,
strange.
Yeah, it's out there. They apparently shot it with like super old lenses and
Did you
super
like
old
it,
film
though?
stock. It was really good. It's the same director who directed The Witch, which was like that.
You mean Zavich?
Yes,
Vivitch.
Vivitch.
with that goat Philip,
Philip the goat.
Black
yeah.
Phillip.
Black Philip. Yeah,
I've never seen The Witch, so I don't know.
The Witch is a movie that has, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying last like 2 minutes of a movie ever, because it's a weird psychological build with a bunch of just like, is it happening? Is it not happening? Is this real? Is this not real? That kind of thing, and then has this very very satisfying ending. I don't want to give it away because it's a
yeah. At the end, you're like, oh, okay.
but it's the ending is shot and executed so well. It was just I like movies like that are a builds that Uncut Gems is another one where it's like
Uncut Gems was too stressful the whole time.
Uncut Gems is meant to be stressful the entire time, and then it just builds to this big old abrupt, crazy ending, and then just ends.
I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. I didn't love that movie.
I was very.
I can understand
meh
people not
with it.
loving that movie.
It stressed me out.
Yeah.
Like too much to the point where I just couldn't enjoy it. And I remember Wes going on and on about like it's the best movie ever and it was his favorite movie and I'm just like
Guess what movie also Wes really liked?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Lighthouse.
And Lighthouse.
But yeah, I felt the same. I couldn't relax after I saw Uncut Gems. I was like wired or
But
like
it was also just
so
like
tense.
like people screaming on top of each other for 2
Yeah.
hours straight. To the point where I was like, I need captions on this because I don't know what's going down in this. Yeah, I didn't love it.
A movie that my girlfriend doesn't like to rewatch, but she thought it was a good movie, but she can't rewatch because it stresses her out too much. Parasite. Stresses her.
That movie is.
Don't say
that
that
movie's
to us.
intense.
Yeah, that takes a definite turn.
I will.
To put it lightly.
I will never forget the first time watching that movie when there's like they open up behind the case and then I remember like there's like the music starts building and like all that's happening. I remember mine was like, what is happening? Like, what is this movie? Like, what is this turn that we're
it's
seeing
like,
happen right here?
Oh, this wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I thought I knew what was happening, and it's taking a turn now.
I keep meaning to rewatch that. I see it all the time when I'm scrolling through Hulu. And I'm like, I should rewatch Parasite.
I own that movie on Blu-ray. I own it on 4K.
That's
and
because I
you told me it was on 4K, and I own the Criterion version. I own that movie in 3 different physical formats.
It's crazy. Every time I see it, I think of you. And I go, I should rewatch this. Gus would be proud.
Such a good movie. So fucking
There
good.
there are a few movies that I think I've got on every generation that it's been available.
Like what?
Starship Troopers is one of them. It's like on VHS. I was like, I want this on DVD now.
Yeah.
I'll get it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 25th anniversary 4K Blu-ray. I'll get that. Yeah, it's worth it.
That's such a good
Such a
movie.
goofy movie, and I love Michael Ironside in it.
Troopers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Starship Troopers.
I don't
There was
know
some
if I've
shit from
seen
that
it.
movie on their website.
What was it?
Starship Troopers is like a.
I don't know if I've seen it.
It's like
Casper Van
a military propaganda sci-fi film.
Yeah, I've definitely
It's
heard
like
of it.
they're fighting bugs in
Bugs.
outer space.
It's like StarCraft, Zergs,
Very young Neil
Yeah.
Patrick Harris, isn't it?
playing
Yeah.
scientists.
I might have to borrow a copy.
Yeah, which one you want? What format you want?
Do you have any CDs
New.
that I could play on my Xbox?
It's good in a very like campy. Like,
I love
go get 'em
campy
kind of.
movies.
Okay, yeah.
I love that shit.
The sequel, I think it was Starship Troopers 2, the one they filmed, and it was like inside and dark the entire time. It was like
Please.
they had no budget to build a set.
Please
didn't
tell
see
me
that
it's
one.
called Starship
Troopers.
Tupers. Wow.
Gotcha.
Let's take that again.
Take 2.
5,
Starship
6, 7, 8.
T-shirts.
Starship Tupers.
There we
That's
go.
the one.
Let's use. Hey, can we use that one? Can we use that one in the final cut of the podcast? Thank you
It's
very much.
Starship
Appreciate
Troopers
it.
2, Hero of the Federation.
No, I never saw the sequels.
It's no good.
Sometimes sequels just, they're just trying to recreate the magic of the first movie, and it just
Doesn't happen.
very off.
Yeah. I was driving the other day, and I think people in this country are addicted to being angry. I think
No.
we have a serious problem with people just losing their shit and like I don't know, there's like a sense of entitlement. It's hard to put it in towards like all that matters is what they're going through and fuck everyone else. I was driving the other day. Oh, and then another thing. I feel like I've noticed that I think as a tangent here, I think I've noticed like people driving in such a ways to like set traps so that other people can like cut them off or do something to give them an excuse to honk and be mad. It's like you shouldn't be driving this way unless
Like
like
driving
you're
entrapment.
intentionally you're like intentionally setting
Trolling.
up a scenario,
You're trolling.
right? So that someone's going to do something so you can honk and be mad at them. Anyway, I was driving the other day, and I had exited off the highway, and I was on the access road, and I had to take a right turn at the upcoming light. So I moved over to the far right lane because I
Right.
knew that this was going to be a right turn at the light. Move over to the far right lane. I'm going straight for a ways, and then this Suburban pulls out right in front of me, like without looking or anything. Like I have to slam on my brakes, and I honked because this guy
almost-
just nearly hit me.
Yeah.
And he sticks his arm out the window and very angrily flips me off. And I'm like, I was just driving in my lane. Like, why am I getting flipped off? And we get up to the light, and the light's red, and he's in front of me in the right turn lane. And he stops, and I see his reverse lights flash on for a second.
Oh,
And I'm like,
God.
oh, he just put his car in park. He's going to come talk to me. But then his reverse lights flash again for just a quick second. Like, okay, he thought better of it. He's back in drive. Like I was looking like, how am I going to get out of here if this guy like comes out of here with a gun? I mean, that's the fucking world we live in, right? And so he's first at the red light in the right turn lane, and he just guns it and runs it straight through the red light. And I'm like, okay. And I make my right turn. I'm like, this is just some angry asshole.
There is something in the water in Austin lately because there have been so many fucking assholes on the road.
I'll tell you the rest of that guy's day.
I'll tell you what
Right.
happened. I'll tell you what happened. Okay.
It was John.
Why did you flip off Gus, John?
So I was having a rough day. No, I'll tell you what happened. So that guy cuts you off, and you honk, flips a finger at you, mad at you, gets in front of you, and is still upset about how much you inconvenienced him by making a loud noise. So then he puts it into park, and he's like blustering up to come in and confront you. But then he finally looks back and gets a good look at you, Gus. And he goes, I can't deal with that much man on that level.
Too scared.
So that's when he puts it back into drive. And he's actually really worried that he realized you just saw him do the drive and park kind of little cycle. Freaked out that you're now going to approach him, runs the red light, runs away. You're scary, Gus. End of story.
Yeah. Or he forgot his gun at home, as Franklin not in chat said.
Right. Yeah, at this point, especially in Texas, it's not worth it.
Yeah, that was my first thought when I saw the reverse light flash. I was like, he's got a gun. He's going to come out shooting. I was looking around like, is there space for me to move my car and get out of here?
Oh, man,
There's-
I don't like that.
Right.
There's some people, and this, I'm sure it's in a lot of cities who do this. I just am speaking from personal experience, that do this thing that I will never understand. So I'm going to put out a scenario driving to you guys. Gavin, you could just listen.
Okay.
So you're driving down a highway. It's at night. There's not a lot of cars on the road. You're in the middle lane, just going the speed limit, whatever. You could see a car approaching really fast behind you in the same lane. They get fucking on your bumper before they change lanes. And it's like they're still going the same speed to the point where you're like, that guy
Yeah, that mad you didn't move.
almost like
Almost
but
hit you,
It's
yeah.
You're driving in the middle lane. Like
There's a passing lane.
there's a passing lane. And this happens to me all the time. It happens to Trevor all the time. And it's like, if I'm driving and I'm going faster than the person in front of me and there's a passing lane, I'll like
Get over.
get over a while because I could see my speed and I could see their speed. And I'm like, I'm going to pass them eventually. So let me get over now so I could pass them and then like get back in front of them later on. I don't understand the mentality of getting as close as humanly fucking possible to the back of my car.
I don't
while going-
understand why drive in the middle lane anyway.
Like the middle lane's where you should be driving.
It's where you should be driving because people will get on the right
Of three
lane.
lanes.
Yeah.
And
The
then
left lane's for passing.
lane's for passing.
The right lane is for merging or exiting, and the middle lane is for traveling.
if you're cruising, yeah.
Shouldn't you
go
only
in
need to use the middle if you need to overtake someone in the right lane?
the- No,
Can I stop imagining I'm driving now?
you could stop.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You
Appreciate
could
it.
park. Parallel park.
Quite a long drive,
think,
road trip.
I think that's part of what I was talking about. Like people driving in such ways to like set traps or to like
Yeah.
set up situations. Like I think in their mind, the only thing I could potentially think of is they didn't want to get over sooner in case you moved to the left lane to block them.
I just like
I don't know. I can't figure out what
just don't-
an
but, like,
insane person's thinking.
it happens all the time here, and it's like, is that just a style of driving? But it's
Yes.
I don't know. It makes me so fucking anxious.
Yeah.
Because I'll see them like coming up, like going 90 miles an hour behind me, and I'm like, what if they don't move over in time? What if they just like slam into the back of me?
Yeah,
Even though
or
there's
maybe
no
they're-
other cars on the
Maybe
road.
they're drunk or not paying attention or
Yeah.
like doing something else, and like they might hit you. I mean, I know we've said this so many times, but Austin is the worst when it comes to people
Awful.
at a red light looking at their phone or something, and like the light turns green, then I have to honk, and then I get flipped off. It's like you weren't going; the light was
Right.
green.
Pay attention. You're on the road. Yeah. It's the problem with Austin, I think, is that there's a lot of transplants here. So
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot of different driving styles in one city.
And people trying to learn the road still; they don't know
Yeah.
where they're going necessarily.
You have like LA drivers, you have New York drivers, you have Texan drivers. It's just like a mishmash.
Mm-hmm. It's-
At least if you're in New York, you have everyone who drives like a New Yorker.
Yeah.
If you're in LA, you have everyone who drives like an LA.
It's funny. I feel like in the Austin subreddit or like in Austin in general, people talk about like old Austin dying or like Austin's changed. It's not the same anymore. And it's funny to me when I see people like, yeah, it's never been the same since 2010, or it's like it wasn't even that long ago. Come on, let's be real. But like in my mind, old Austin, like the original Austin that I fell in love with, it died before I even moved here. Like Austin the Austin I idealize in my mind stopped existing in the early 90s. Like it's been 25 or 30 years since it's been, what I picture like the idyllic, like Dazed and Confused or Slacker Austin. Like,
Do you miss
Yeah.
the good old days?
it's gone. There's no point in reminiscing over it. But it's funny when people are like, oh yeah, it's a totally different city than 2015. Like, okay, I mean, yeah, I guess, but
I love the idea there's no point reminiscing because it's gone. Isn't everything you reminisce about
right,
gone?
it's all gone. It's all gone. Like it's nostalgia. This is something Bernie used to talk about. It's like nostalgia is very subjective. It's like down to an individual. Like what's nostalgic for me is not going to be the same what's nostalgic for you because I'm
Right.
so much fucking older.
He would always say that about retro gaming.
Retro gaming, it's the same thing. It's like everyone has a different time frame that's like, oh, this was the sweet spot. It's like you'll have other people who share it with you who are your age, but like the world at large isn't going to share that exact same reference.
Wasn't there? I forget where this quote was from, but it's like, how do you know you don't know you're in the good old days until
Yeah.
they're gone,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, that's fucking dark. It's like, oh, those were the good old days. But I didn't realize it at the time. But now looking back, I realize it. There was something I read recently that was talking about people who constantly are like looking to the future and thinking about the future and looking forward and like trying to reach a goal. You end up missing your life by doing that because you're always like looking to the future and trying to think about the future. Not saying you shouldn't be prepared and try to plan accordingly and make smart decisions, but like there's something to be said for just enjoying the moment and
Living in the
enjoying,
moment.
Did
Yeah.
I tell you about my existential crisis I had in the movie theater watching the new updated version of Robin Hood with Terry Egerton?
You did not tell me about your existential
There's
crisis when
A
you're in the
new
movie theater.
version of Robin Hood?
Yeah, I didn't do well. It was very bad.
All right.
But I went and saw it by myself, as I do with a lot of movies. And I remember being in the movie theater, and for some reason, it must have been like a mixture of like how bad the movie was to like how I was able to get easily distracted while watching the bad movie, and that my brain just decided, what if we just severely contemplated the finite time your life is and how your mortality is something that could be tested any moment right now. That was a fun thing to deal with in a movie theater. And then it mixed that with the knowledge that I had at the time that I had a certain amount of money in my savings account, as some people are wont to do, to build up a savings account. And my brain was like, you're going to die tomorrow. And that savings account is going to do what for you? And I was like, stop it. I need that savings account.
So you drove home
like-
in your new car.
So
You went and bought a new roof.
I found a nice middle ground in between not doing anything and buying a car, and I bought a new phone that I had been holding off on buying for quite a while, and I went and bought myself like a
Exciting
new,
times, yeah.
like a Google Pixel, I think at the time is what I was getting, and I think it was just pretty funny that my decision to get that purchase came from just sitting in a movie
Watching
theater
Robin
and just really contemplating the inevitability of death.
That's what media's for, though, isn't it? Makes you think about shit.
I don't think that was the aim of that movie.
I don't think that,
That
was trying to make you think you're going to die
In
next week.
particular,
Took
yeah.
from the rich to give to the poor.
Yeah. We're all going to die.
I'm going to give money to Google.
But it's genuinely like I like that was such a concern of mine, and still is, because when I got divorced at 30, I zeroed out all of my bank accounts to fund the divorce, and so I started over with everything at 30, and I've done a pretty good job of building back up a cushion, so I'm not like destitute if something bad happens, but I'm still constantly just like, what's the level of saving / living that is healthy, because I can't just go out and just spend all of my money. I do have children that need stuff.
Yeah.
Right. You need to be
Damn kids.
responsible.
and
to a
and that
degree.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also like what level of hoarding is just limiting my life, and I don't know what the answer is, but it's something that I
That's the
constantly
thing. It's like,
grapple
Different
with.
for everyone.
do you want to spend your money when you could enjoy the experiences you could spend it on, like traveling, for example?
Sure.
Because a lot of people, try to save all their money for retirement, which is, smart, because if you're not working, you're just spending, you're not having income. But it's like there's not as much you can enjoy when you're at the age of retirement. Whereas like when you're younger and you could
But that's still just like a genuine. This is getting dark and real, but that's a genuine fear of mine at this point, because I am in the generation of people that I was raised around people who told me the promise was that I will have, I will be taken care of in my old age. But now I'm being told it's like,
Nah.
don't count on that.
Yeah.
That might not be
Yeah.
as guaranteed as possible. So you might want to get yourself situated.
Have
on your
fun.
own.
Wait,
Um,
who do you think was taking care of you in old age?
Like Social Security and
Like
and
the government.
I mean, that was. I grew up in America, in California, in the '90s, and in that era, and like early 2000s of like people telling me like, you'll retire. Everyone retires at 60, 65, whatever. Everyone retires, and you'll retire, and then you'll get to go and do all your kind of stuff. But now it's not like it's like you might not be retiring. Just FYI.
Happens more and more.
Right. So
Nothing matters.
there's that fear.
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
It's honestly like it sounds dark, but it kind of comforts me in a way where it's just like nothing matters.
And this is why I've
Literally
rationalized
nothing
how
matters.
much money I have spent on Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Chase your dreams. You get that
Chase your
Pikachu.
bliss. But no, it's just like when people worry about certain things, or I'm speaking in very broad terms, and like there is a lot of shit to worry about, and there's a lot of hardships that people go through. But like, if you spill coffee on your shirt, like whatever, who cares? Nothing
There's a lot of
matters.
that when if you go through like something really bad or something traumatic, and then when you're like watching a real time graph,
Yeah.
and then it's like this high, and then something big happens and it shrinks everything behind to
Yeah.
make them. It's like, oh, my old problems weren't real
Yeah.
problems.
They
And then
were
it puts-
done there.
and then they're on the scale at that height forever. So it's like something I would have worried about before. You're like, I can.
Doesn't matter.
That's don't worry about.
It doesn't matter. This
It's not as
shit.
bad as the other stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of problems, it's time to wrap this up.
Good.
Thanks-
Store.roosterteeth.com. Go buy some Rick and Morty and Gus
And Gus.
shirts.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys again next time.
Bye.